Christianity is the third largest religion in India, with 24 million believers accounting for 2.3% of India's population. This religion was first introduced to India around 52 AD by Saint Thomas, who was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus. He built his first 7 churches in Kerala. Christianity's impact on India is demonstrated through building educational institutions such as orphanages, hospitals, schools, and social service centers. The purpose was to evangelize and try to convert participants to Christianity through hospitality and teaching. This was also due to the 19th century Western focus on humanitarian and philanthropic movements. However, these efforts were not very effective because it often went against Indian traditions in trying to change the Indians' way of thinking and claiming that Western learning was the best. So as a result, this method was somewhat self-defeating in trying to raise Christianity in India. Nevertheless, this movement helped India socially and economically through education and housing for the poor. Believe it or not, there are Indians who follow Judaism. This religion accounts for 0.0005% of the Indian population, which is approximately 6,000 people. India is the only country in the world where there wasn't any origin of anti-Semitism, so the country was very tolerant and even accepting to the Jews. This led the Jews to hold high positions such as Prime Minister for the Maharajas, tutor to the Crown Prince of Mughals, wealthy industrialist, one of the greatest war heroes, and celebrated poets. There are 3 main Jewish communities in India. The oldest community settled in Cochin in the state of Kerala in 562 BC. Here they lived as agriculturalists, spice merchants, shipbuilders, and soldiers. The Cochin Synagogue is the most famous synagogue in India, as well as the oldest. Next is the Bin Israel of Bombay, located in Alibag near the Konkan coast. Lastly, the Baghdadi Jews were Middle Eastern, stemming from Iraq, Syria, Turkey, Afghanistan, Yemen, and Persia, who came to India around the same time as the British.
Buddhism is known for its popularity in Asia. It originated in India around the 5th century BC and considered to be heterodox at that time. When Gautama Siddhartha, the founder, saw the suffering among the people and decided to be an ascetic. He called himself Buddha. Buddha teaches nonviolence and asceticism and criticized the rigidity of Hinduism's caste system. Buddha believes that suffering is a part of life and people should conquer their desires. King Asoka embraced Buddhism and established Buddhism as an official religion. Under King Asoka's patronage, Buddhism was spread to South Asia and established itself as an important religion. However, around the end of 3rd century BC, its popularity began to decline even though it didn't face any persecution. The rise of Hinduism and similar beliefs between Hinduism and Buddhism caused Hinduism to subsume Buddhism. Although it suffered a decline in popularity, Buddhism continues to survive in modern-day India.
Jainism is a religion that formed in India where followers believe the way to live is through peace and non-violence towards all living things. This religious group has over 4 million followers in India alone, and is expanding in continents such as America, Australia, and Western Europe. Many of the followers are vegan because they do not believe in unnecessary violence and harm. They do not eat vegetables that are uprooted from the ground during harvesting. Every living thing is divine and should be respected with compassion. Jains follow the teachings of 24 Tirthankaras whom have discovered and shown the way to salvation, having accomplished the highest spiritual goal of existence. There are 3 principles known as the 3 jewels, which are right of belief, right of knowledge, and right of conduct, that provide the path to achieve liberation from samsara, the universal cycle of birth and death. They believe the universe wasn't ever created and that it has no beginning or end. All of these beliefs have led the Jains to an ascetic religion, influencing ethics, politics, and economics of India. About 2,000 years ago, Hinduism originated in India with no known founder. It's thought to be the world's oldest existing religion with an estimate of 1 billion believers. It is the world's 3rd largest religion following Christianity and Islam. Some beliefs come from Vedic religion while others are incorporated from other religions. Some of the themes in Hinduism are ethics and duties, reincarnation, karma, and liberation. Along with Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism, the 4 are called dharmic religions. Many homes of Hindus have a small temple for one of the many gods. Families still visit holy places that have a temple dedicated to major deities. Singing and praying is part of the ritual as an act performed by individuals. 3 of the most famous and powerful gods are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma is the source of creation, Vishnu is the protector of the universe, and Siva is the destroyer of the universe. Because Hinduism is so widely practiced, there are different forms of division. Unlike other religions, believers may be polytheistic, giving Hinduism the name Museum of Religions.
Islam is one of India's most prominent religions. Though Islam forms about 12% of India's population, which is approximately 136 million people, the influence of the Islamic faith is one of great influence and great magnitude. One of the reasons for this influence includes that many Islamic rulers and leaders govern different parts of India at different times. In India, Muslims are divided into two main sects, the Sunni and the Shia. Under these two sects, there are many schools and divisions in which Indian Muslims follow, mainly because of different communities that have adopted Islam and their differences in location and culture. The Bohra and Khoja Muslim communities are prominent in West India, while the Nawa consider themselves the descendants of Arab and Persian immigrants. Other Muslim influences include architecture. Indian architecture took new shape with the arrival of Islamic rule in India. New elements were introduced that included the use of shapes instead of natural forms and inscriptional art using decorative lettering or calligraphy. Some examples of this art include the Taj Mahal, the Gol Gumbaz, the Humayun's tomb, and the Wazir. Though the Zoroastrian religion remains unpopular, it is among the most important religious communities in India. With only approximately 70,000 members of the Zoroastrian faith, the sparse number of followers is due to migration, low birth rate, late marriages, non-marriages, divorce, and infertility. Still, they continue their beliefs and philosophies that are based on the teachings of the prophet Zoroaster. Most Zoroastrians live in the Mumbai area, while the remainder of the Zoroastrian population live in Jira, where their descendants who were 10th century immigrants from Persia migrated to. Though there are few followers of the Zoroastrian faith in India, those who do practice this religion wield great influence because of their financial position. Zoroastrians are among the most urban, elite, and wealthy of almost all the religious groups of India. With an important role in the development of trade, industry, finance, and philanthropy, they have earned a level of importance in India's social and economic lifestyle. The Baha'i faith is a monotheistic religion founded in the 19th century Persia. It emphasizes the spiritual unity of all humankind. There are an estimated 5 to 6 million Baha'is around the world, with about 800,000 living in India. The Baha'i faith aims at creating a new race of men, free from all forms of prejudice and man-made limitations. Towards this end, the Baha'is of India are actively engaged in a process of social transformation involving men, women, and children in a collective learning enterprise. The guidance and resources for all of these activities are channeled through local, regional, and national governing councils. There are currently 7 Baha'i temples throughout the world, with the 8th being constructed in Chile. The Baha'i House of Worship, better known as the Lotus Temple in New Delhi, is a monument dedicated to the unity of God, all religions, and mankind. It attracts more than 4 million visitors of diverse religious backgrounds and nationalities every year. The social principles of Baha'i emphasize equality of women and men, as well as harmony of both science and religion. The Baha'i hope to accomplish the abolition of extremes in poverty and wealth, the adoption of world auxiliary language, a world script, and finally a universal system of currency, weights, and measures. Sikhism is India's 4th largest religion and has existed for over 500 years. The Sikhs are predominantly located in Punjab, but are also in many other parts of India. The Sikh place of worship is called Gurdwara, built in 1732. Although Sikhism has a few important sites, the Har Mandir, also known as the Golden Temple in Punjab, is the most important site and is considered the holiest shrine of Sikhism. The creators of Sikhism tried to abolish some of the Indian customs, such as the caste system and the practice of sati, which consists of burning a widower. In Sikhism, everyone has equal rights, irrespective of caste, creed, color, race, sex, or religion. Sikhism also rejects pilgrimage, fasting, superstitions, and other such rituals. Traditionally, the Sikh men gather their hair on the head into a turban and do not shave their beards or mustache. Sikhism does not have a clergy, as it is considered as a gateway to corruption. However, they have readers and singers in their temples. Sikhism emphasizes community service and helping the needy. One of the distinct features of Sikhism is the langar. In every Gurdwara there is a langar which serves as a soup kitchen for whom all are welcome. Every Sikh contributes to preparing the meal. It is then served and eaten sitting on the floor, which symbolizes equality for all those breaking bread together.